y'all. Welcome back. This is the second part of my overhead declutter and inventory series. I've already done my Cleona shadows. We're gonna jump in. I thought about separating my JD Glow and my Copacetic, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do them all at once. And I've already made some decisions. So let's talk about that. Earlier this year, I did away with my idealized preciousness of Natasha Denona shadows. And these three came from various other palettes. I did not want to get rid of them at the time, but after having been with my singles all year, look at that purple. That purple is just not doing it. Yeah, it's patchy. It's really light. The orange and the brown are in beautiful condition. I just don't use them. So I am going to put them in my declutter palette or the musing to declutter. Okay, let's address the big ones. So these are my big babies. And I might actually be doing some decluttering with these. This is a combination of a Kaleidos highlighter. There are a bunch of JD Glow singles in here. There's also a couple from Flower Beauty. Let's talk about those real quick because those have become some of my favorites. This strawberry red shadow is so pretty, and it is just bam. It takes very little work to build, and the edges blend really nicely for this kind of a almost metallic satin, and I love her. I love her very much. She can stay. This brown, again, from a Flower Beauty palette. This brown has a red undertone that I have not seen in another brown shadow. Also, this is a satin, but it looks like a matte on the eyes. There's very little light that gets reflected. It just blends in, and because it is so rich and so densely pigmented. I mean, that's my finger post swatch. So they're very richly pigmented. You don't need much, which is why I don't have as significant a dent in the brown as I do in the red. This is going to get decluttered today. This is from a Flower Beauty palette. It's such a gorgeous shadow, but it's got too much gray and silver in it for me. It kind of makes me look dead. Yeah, I'm going to put it in the declutter palette and move on with my life. Some of these, I have no idea where they came from. I don't remember if they're Flower Beauty, if they came in singles. I don't remember, but let's see how I feel about this. It's pretty. It is very pretty. You know what? I think what I'm going to do is take the shadows that go in here and give them a second chance. Sit down, use them, see how I feel. At least these guys I know I'm not going to keep. But these I'll see about giving a second chance. This is Lolita from Kat Von D. It is one of the only KVD products. I just shook my camera. It's one of the only KVD products that I own and that I kept and that I use. And I have purchased it secondhand a couple of times because it breaks once I hit pan on it. And I'm wondering if this one is going. Yeah, I'm wondering if this pan just, the shadows are not what this shadow is not what it once was. It's gonna go. And I'm okay with that because I have another single in here that's roughly the same color. See if I can find it. Actually, that one's not much better. It's really not. It's very pale. It's very thin. Yeah, that one's gonna go too. This is why you do that. This is why I do this at least once a year. Again, no idea where this one came from. It came from a palette I depotted. Ooh, why don't I use this more? That's gorgeous. Okay, that will stay and will get more use. This is JD Glow Moscato. I do use these. They don't appear to have as much use because they're so densely metallic and you don't need much. You need a tiny fingerful. JD Glow Macaroon. This is a bright pink with gold reflex. And in all honesty, I rarely use it. But I should, because look at how pretty that is. Look at how gorgeous that is. JD Glow Plum. Again, a cool toned purple. I think I am going to say goodbye to this one. I don't use it, and I have these shades in smaller pans. I don't want to feel like this is just kind of languishing, and it has been. JD Glow Sin. This is one that comes up when I can, think of other shadows similar to Bloodline. It's got that kind of purple base with the green shift, and it's a really pretty topper shade. All right. JD Glow Georgia. I've used this in the past for rainbow looks around Pride Month, but it's so old. This was one of the first JD Glow shadow. Oh, it is crumbly and it's just kind of lost. It's lost its gleam. It's lost what made it special. So this is also going to go. This is not Cleona. This is Kaleidos. The light just changed. It's a rather gloomy day outside, but we just got a nice big ray of sunshine coming through the window. I believe this is Mars Melter. It's MM. It's Kaleidos. I know that. It's one of these metamorphic, really shimmery iridescent highlighters, and I haven't reached for it in a long time, so that can go. This one, however, this is my favorite eyeshadow to ever exist. This is Unexpected from JD Glow. It's just pure mica and binders. It's gleamy, and crushy. Look at that. Look at how shiny that is. It's so pretty. Look at that. Look at it. What's really interesting is how neutral this appears on the eye. You look at it and it's one of those blue-brown shimmers that could also pass for a green-red shimmer. And it's just absolutely gorgeous. So those are all my big shadows, and I got rid of quite a few. I'm looking at 6 in this palette, and that feels pretty good. I think we are just down to the point where I need to go through these one by one. All right, let me pull all of my copacetic. I can usually tell by the texture because these are crushy and crumbly and have lots of chromatic shifts. Here we have some more indie shadows. These these 4 are from Cleona Cosmetics, and this group of, it looks like about 10, are from Copacetic. I want to swatch the Cleona. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get rid of this purple guy. Again, it's in the same family as that. Yeah, it just doesn't do it for me. Apologies. Yeah, I think it's not what I'm using. It's not what I'm loving. There are so many shadows out there like this, and I have not reached for that shadow in a long time. This green, I want to get more use out of. I do look at it. I do reach for it. I do think of it, and it is lovely. This is part of their Christmas collection from last year. Again, this is from Cleona Cosmetics. This is Tinsel. We then have Timber. Almost read that as Tinder, which is one of the raisiniest shades I own. And really does the heavy lifting. This is Tree Skirt. This is a really beautiful, oh goodness. This year I've been primarily playing with palettes. I haven't given my singles the love that they deserve, but look at that. Look at how reflective that is. Oh, it's so pretty. All right, so those three from Cleona can stay. Copacetic. Copacetic has some of the most interesting textures indie eyeshadows. The first one I got in their flaky formula was this one, which is called As the World Falls Down, which is just one of the most poetic names for something this beautiful. It is crushy and flaky, and you do actually need glitter glue to get it to adhere to the eye and not have fallout. But look at how sparkly that is. It's just a stunner. It's a stunner. So naturally, I have several other in this flaky formula. Long Farewell. I got rid of JD Glow. Oh, good. I want to call it, it was the blue one. This has a blue shift and very much works for me. Again, this is Long Farewell. Enchantment. I bought this one twice. I bought this from them when I was in Chicago over the summer, not realizing I already had it at home. So I gave the second pan to a friend who absolutely loves it. Look at that. Look at him. Farmer's Market. I don't know if this is one that I bought or if that I got in one of their cutie bags. Kiss Me. I believe this is a little less flaky, but it's still a shimmer. Oh no, it is full flakes. Full on flakes. Look at that. Oh, I just want to bathe in it. And by the time I'm done today, I will be covered, and that's okay. So we've got this pressed glitter, and this is much more of a satin. We'll swatch those last. Dreamland. I don't know about this one. It's got that lavender blue thing, and I just don't think of it. So I'm going to declutter this one. It's really pretty, but it's so much like the other one that I don't want to have two. Missy is a blue flake with a purple base. And you can really see that base in the swatch, along with that really reflective blue glitter. What's up, baby? I can't scratch your butt right now. I got stuff all over my hands. I know, sweetheart. Last one is, oh, prototype number 20. I don't know that this one's available. This may have been sent out in a box, or I did buy a little kit of their leftovers, and I'm pretty sure this one and this one was in it. It's still emblematic of the work that they do and the gorgeous colors. I don't know why this one didn't go to market, but I think it's gorgeous. So let's talk about these last two. This is the glitter formula in the shade Sunkissed. This is a pure pressed glitter. Glitter. And it's in that silver rosy, but look at how densely packed that is. And that is without glitter glue. That is just on my arm. No adhesive, no nothing. Last one is barbecue baked beans. They do these fun monthly collections that are themed around something. I want to say this one was like a summer picnic. The irony is I hate baked beans, but this is different. It's different. It's different than anything else I have. It reminds me of a little bit of a dulled down bronze fountain from Cleona, which you would have seen in the first half of this video. In the coming year, I need to give my singles, and by extension, these shadows, some more love. Oh my God. I'm trying to clean my arm and I've got glitter everywhere. I should have saved the glitter for the end. All right, so I put away the shadows that I decided to keep. I still have sparkle all over my arm. I guess, you know, I didn't get a Christmas tree this year, so I will be the Christmas tree. How are we gonna break these down? Let's do the like pinky nudie shades and we'll go from there. Oh, is this another, found another copacetic. This is Flirt. Can you even? Look at that. Look at it. Look at it. Oh my goodness, it's so pretty. It's so pretty. You can stay, obviously. Okay, I like breaking it down by color. So these are anything that I would refer to as a pink, a peach, a nude, or a mauve, or a mauve. This is Nabla Cosmetics Snowberry. It is smooth, it is creamy, it is richly pigmented, and it wears a really long time. It is a lovely satin that I think of often when I'm building single palettes. This is another one from Nabla. This is Artemisia. And it's very close to Snowberry, but it is fully matte. Snowberry's got a touch more peach and obviously is satin, whereas Artemisia is matte. I have no idea where this single came from. It's really thin. It doesn't feel dry. It's just a very thin formula. And it's nice and smooth, so it can stay. This is Painted Lady from ColourPop. I do have a handful of ColourPop singles floating around in here. And again, when I want a peachy, reflective, PC, like it does have that PC quality. It's not as smooth as Snowberry. You can definitely see the texture in it. But it's another good one. Another one of the mystery. You know what? I bought a bunch of those Kaja bentos and I depotted them. I just popped the shadows out. So I'm willing to bet that's where a lot of these that don't have labels, they just have magnets on them. I'm willing to bet that that's where those came from. They're a really lovely, smooth formula. Some of them have a lot more color payoff than others. Trying to decide. I don't think this one is all that special. It's pretty, but I tend to go for toppers that have a little bit more color to them, and that one just is ringing kind of thin and not what I want. Yeah, I'm gonna put these both into the give it another try category in my declutter palette because I want to see what they look like on the eyes before I make a decision as to declutter or not. This is Miser from ColourPop. I had to get on a wait list in order to buy this shadow. So this isn't going anywhere. And it is right in that peachy, mauvey, skin friendly, skin native color family. This, I think, is an ABH single. And if it is, I'm willing to bet it's, yeah, the quality is just kind of gone. This is a highlighter, but I use it everywhere. This is IBY Beauty's Bubbly. I have pan in this one. I've already finished one. I also have a full size. So I keep this one with my eyeshadows because I do use it as an eyeshadow. This is not what it once was. It's really not. It just doesn't have that really beautiful reflect that I'm used to it having. So sadly, you are being decluttered. Okay, okay. Let's pull out anything blue because I only have a couple blues and some greens. So I have an obsession with anything with this either blue, black, blue, brown, or red, green shift. So I have multiple things in my collection that do this, but this one is the most pigment packed and the one that started it all. This is Urban Decay Lounge. I believe this has been discontinued, which breaks my heart because this is one of my oldest and my favoritist, my most favored eyeshadows. So obviously it is sticking around. It's not going anywhere. I then have this one from JD Glow, which is called I'm hesitant to let it go, but I never use it. It's gorgeous. It is the only multi-chrome that I own from JD Glow, but I have some other beautiful shadows. This just makes me sad, but I am going to let it go because it just doesn't get used. And I don't want my singles to sit and languish. I want them to get used. If not by me, then by somebody else. These last ones, this is Nirvana from Luxie, I believe. And this is Misfit from Luxie. This last one is also from Luxie. These three are all from Luxie. We've got Alpha, Nirvana, and Misfit. Misfit, I do like to keep around. I like to keep, this is not Misfit. This is Alpha. I do like having something like this. It's just one pan and I'm fine with it. I'm fine with keeping it. I do use it. I use it for rainbow looks specifically, but I do use it. Nirvana is going to be more of that reddish brown. So this is as close to Lounge as I've gotten. And then this one's Misfit. It's a little bit of a mix of the both. It's got the red base, but the blue reflect. We got all the browns. We got the blues. Let's separate these into like purples and browns and others. I did a little bit of sorting just to make this next process easier. I like going through things by color family. This is from the Orange Blossom trio from Kaja, and it is one of their shadows that stands out most in my mind. These two look and feel like they are also Kaja. I don't feel like I've given these guys enough of a chance, especially this one. It's really thin. Oh, look at how beautiful that is. It's like a rainbow. I did that unintentionally. These two I do like. I'll hang on to them. I'll give them a second chance. And if I don't use them by the time for my next declutter, then I will see them out. I think I have space on my arm for 4 more, and we're going to do these browns. This one, I knew as soon as I pulled it, I was going to declutter it. This is from Colored Rain. Colored Rain discontinued their eyeshadow singles a number of years ago. And this, like, I kept it through all these declutters because it is so weird. It's this silvery taupe. Oh, and it's not even what it once was. This used to have almost a mirror finish. And it doesn't anymore. And that makes me incredibly sad. So Glamour from Colored Rain is going to join the declutter bin. This itty bitty guy is from ColourPop. This is my ideal bronze. It's got enough warmth in it that it works with my skin tone. It's not too green. And it's got this lovely silver glitter that really does balance out. This shadow is going to stay. And it's going to continue to live in my Makeup Mind Palace as my ideal bronze. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Look at that. We've got it live on camera. I hit pan. I got pan. Only real makeup lovers will understand what it is to hit pan, especially on camera. Oh, that's exciting. This is the brown from the Kaja Orange Blossom Trio. If you watch Khaki, you will know that this is a shade that she talks about a lot. And I understand why. It is special. It's a little warmer than the ColourPop, which is why it works on me. And it is, again, as Khaki calls them, a beautiful bedroom eyes brown. It's sultry and silky. And again, it's got some taupey and silver glitter particles in it. So it really is reflective. This last one is from Urban Decay. This is Diamond Dogs. And as much as I want to play with this some more, I haven't really given this shadow a whole lot of love throughout its life. And I feel bad about that, but look at it. Look at it. It's so cool toned. And that is what I go for in a taupe. Yeah, okay. We'll give this one another shot too. Okay, so we have our champagnes and our purples left. Let's do the champagnes and we'll pull in a few of the purples as we go. This is the infamous Space Cowboy that apparently went viral this year. And for good reason. It's a really beautiful, easy, one and done, sparkly eye. And if you have fair skin, it's going to work. If you have deep skin, it's going to work because it doesn't have a white backing. It has this very gentle peach with white to almost blue sparkle. And it's beautiful. This, I have no idea. It's got some random cryptic worn off lettering on the bottom. It's very similar to Space Cowboy. It really is. It's so similar. You know what? I think I'm going to declutter it. I really am. It's just not worth having two of the same thing. This is a highlighter from the Pixie and Rach Loves palette. I don't know how many of you remember that. It's, gosh, it's pretty. And I've been using this as a white or champagne shimmery eye for a long time. And there's very little wear in the pan because it is so tightly pressed in there, and it's still got that shimmer and that gleam that I really, really love. This may be one of those Kaja singles, and it's got that like flaky texture of the copacetic shadows, which is really cool. There's the Kaja. You can see just how bright and brilliant it is. It's also got those large particles that are going to show up on the eye. Again, I believe these two are from ABH. They could be from Natasha Denona single, like the little 5 pans. At one point I had a couple of those. Let's see. Ooh. All right, that is pretty, but I think it's a little too orange. It's too orange. This one, I don't know. Let's see how she swatches. It's fine. I have stuff that does this, so I am more than fine decluttering it. Let's pull in these square pans from this pile of purples, as well as this oddball. This is from Sydney Grace, and I very much compare it to this one. I believe this is from Flower Beauty. This is Sydney Grace Troops. It's a little deeper, and it's not as gray. I'll swatch it next to the Flower Beauty palette. They're very different, actually. I'm going to do a swap. I am going to keep this one. We're going to get rid of the Sydney Grace, because the Sydney Grace is actually the one that's too gray. The one from Flower I could probably, I can work with. I'm guessing this is from ColourPop. It looks like it has a CP on the bottom. How do I feel about it? I'm going to keep this mainly because it's got a lot of raisin qualities, and I'm going to do a swatching all of my raisiny makeup. So that will hang around. I believe this is a sample from Natasha Denona. I mean, you gotta look at how pretty that is. And look how thin that pan is. It's like the thickness of my fingernail. How do we feel about these last two square shadows? Oh, well, you just answered my question. Okay, so this one has prematurely announced its departure. So we're going to allow the shadow to depart, but I'm going to keep the pan. No idea. I mean, you kind of can't argue with that. You really can't. It is smooth and it doesn't have any sheerness to it. So there is another swatched up arm. Okay, we've got, what, 7 more to go. And then we will be done with a singles swatch party. Okay, this is Juno Moon, another one from Nabla that has got that gorgeous velvet crushiness to it. It's so pretty. Mr. Sandman. I have to thank Hannah Louise Poston for introducing me to this shadow, because this is a budget version of Grisaille. If you're looking at Grisaille from Cliona and it's just too expensive to get it to the US, I would suggest you take a look at Mr. Sandman, because it does a lot of the same things. This is another Kaja single. Look at that. The brownie, raisiny, pink. It's got some embedded magenta glitter that is just really lovely. I'm not swatching any of these to declutter them. These last four, I'm just swatching for fun because these are in my wheelhouse. Maybe we need to look at this purple. Even that one, like it's got some burgundy undertones to it. It's not too blue toned. Dragonfly from ColourPop. This has been in my collection for a very long time. And it doesn't look like it's going anywhere. The pigment's still nice and even. It's not picking up oddly. It's not laying down patchy. Yeah, that can stay. This is one of my favorite eyeshadows, and I have no idea where it came from. No clue. I went on a spree at the end of 2020 where I depotted all of my palettes. And I'm pretty sure this does not have the color that it once had. Can you layer it? Oh yeah, it does build up. It builds up still. And it's not patchy. It's a little softer, but I still love it. I have no reason to get rid of it. This last one is from Kaja, and that is this last one. And this is going to have that raisiny, beautiful color, but it's also going to be a little more sheer. Gorgeous, beautiful, stunning. She looks like Linda Evangelista. All right, let me put these away and we'll figure out how many I have in my declutter palette. And then we'll wrap up the video. Well, folks, I don't know how we did it or how I did it, but somehow I have managed to pare down my eyeshadows to exactly 50. I have 50 single eyeshadows and they are all in front of me. I love that. That makes me really, really happy because I'm no longer overwhelmed. So altogether, 24 shadows out of my collection. There we go, folks. That is my end of the year swatch, declutter, inventory. I hope you all enjoyed this. I hope you will stay tuned for the rest of my declutter series. And if this is the end, then go back and watch the beginning of my declutter series. Because I don't know what order these are going up in. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves so that you can take care of each other. And I'll talk to you later. Bye, friends.